Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
See how he's too focused.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Carrier Dome. Tonight we have an anticipated matchup for the National Football Foundation High School Kickoff Classic. The Clifton Mustangs have traveled here to Syracuse, New York, all the way from New Jersey to face off against the Cicero North Syracuse North Stars. My name is Owen O'Keefe. Alongside me is Coach Vanette. I know I'm super excited to be here tonight. How about you?
I'm real excited to be here. I've been thinking about this all week, looking forward to getting to see a high school football game in the Carrier Dome. I can't imagine what these kids are feeling right now and just how pumped they are to be here. And, this is actually the first football game with fans in the Carrier Dome since the renovation. So I know everybody across the board is just real excited to be here.
Thank you, Coach. Now let's get into our keys for the game. Let's start you off with Clifton's keys.
Well, I think that excitement has a lot to do with it. I think good football coaches, they know that these kids have just a huge amount of adrenaline throughout the week as they get started with their first game, controlling that so it builds up to so they're ready to go right at the jump, and they don't want to tire themselves out too much. So it's if you're coaching football the right way, you're sort of balancing that adrenaline as Clifton comes out onto the field right now with their flags, and they look good. They look good. They look big. They look fast. So we'll see how CNS can hold up.
All right, Coach. Now, with CNS, we have a lot of new starting faces on this offense, almost completely new, brand new offensive line, besides the fact with number 77, senior captain Tavoris Flournori, goes by Deuce. We also have a new quarterback, Anthony Testa. He only saw 9 passing attempts in those 4 games last spring in that COVID season. And we also have a lot of new things on defense. Got to keep that pressure in the backfield alongside with Gerard Hills and that supporting cast he has on him. If CNS can play their way of offense, play the way they know how they can play, as you see Tavoris Fenori leading that crew, they should come out and win this football game. I am excited for this matchup. It'll be a good one.
Well, not surprisingly, I think the fan support here for CNS just a little bit more than Clifton. I know I talked to Coach Bednarski, and they are struggling down there with some of the hurricane remnants. So best wishes to any players or players' families that might have been affected. But now it's football time. It's good to focus on football.
And to keep going with the CNS team, I spoke with 2 of these offensive captains, like I've mentioned previously many times already. Tavoris Fenori Deuce, he said his way and mindset going into this game is no foot off that gas pedal, keep going, steamroll, move on to the next one. Show Clifton from New Jersey that upstate New York football is no joke. And him being that new offensive line with that new quarterback, he's provide that same protection as last year and be patient. Now with Testa, he's ready, he's excited, he's ready to show what he can do. And now we'll get into our national anthem.
Also presenting the colors, Staff Sergeant, produce, and performing today's national anthem, Mikey Lisa. National anthem.
As you heard there, that was Cicero North Syracuse senior student Mikey Musa performing the national anthem there inside the Carrier Dome. That's got to be a great experience to do alongside for both these football teams that they're about to have tonight. And we'll be right back for the opening kickoff. And we are back live from the Carrier Dome. Owen O'Keefe here alongside Coach Vanette. Cicero North Syracuse won the coin toss. They elect to kick. You'll have Clifton back there receiving in the orange end zone. CNS kicking from the Syracuse side. Number 11, senior Josh Gubala. They're ready to set off the kick. And the kick is off. Number 6 there, Donovan Swayze, the senior for Clifton, returning it to about the 40-yard line. And now we'll see this CNS defense go against this Clifton offense.
Yeah, usually if you get all the way to the kicker in a normal NFL or college game, that's a bad sign. But when you got Josh Gabala back there, who's going to be obviously a vital part of the entire offense and involved in the kicking game as well. So if he has to make a tackle, I'm not too worried about him as our last line of defense back there.
From what I've been hearing from these CNS players, Josh Gubala is a vital part in that offense, playing almost any spot where they need him, obviously, except for quarterback. And also that leadoff kicker with Daniel Livesay following right behind him as Clifton sets up in the shotgun set. Likes to throw, throws a screen pass to number 8, Omar Musheisen. And CNS number 3, Farouk Ibrahim, is able to make the tackle there around the 42-yard line.
It's good to see Farouk out there. I know that when I was talking to some people about the running game, they were a little worried about some of the running backs being a little banged up. To have him out there on defense and making a tackle right off the bat's a good sign.
Clifton set up here 2nd and 7. Lining up, quarterback behind the backfield. Snaps it, hands up the center, as there's a dog pile right there. CNS shuts it down right there, not allowing any gain for Clifton. It'll leave us with a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
Great start. Great start, putting them a little behind in the down and distance right off the bat.
Maldonado for Clifton there, able to gain 1, leaving them with a 3rd and 6. If CNS can get a stop here, that will be huge. Here the CNS student section shouting defense, along with the sideline of all these players rooting on their fellow teammates. Drops back, scrambles out right, being chased by that CNS lineman, dumps one down, and the pass is broken up. There is CNS forces a 4th down. Let's see what Clifton will do here. I'm thinking punt, but you never know. It's high school football.
Great play. A little early, borderline a little early. No call from the official, so we got 4th down.
Velas there scrambles out, nothing really open. He tries to force one there around the 45-yard line. Can't make the connection, though. As Clifton here is looking to punt, both sides bring out their special teams. You have Mason Ellis and Vincenzo Latanzio back there for CNS returning the punt. The quarterback here for Clifton is their punter, Kyle Velas. Oh, it's a fake.
I think it's going to be a rugby-type kick.
Rugby-type kick. It is high school football. As CNS is able to recover there around the 34-yard line. Here comes a CNS offense.
Smart play. Just recover the ball, go down, and give your offense a chance.
This is our first look at this Clifton defense along with this new CNS offense. Let's see what both sides can do. Anthony Testa back there along with Jamar Ballard. Testa lines up, drops.
I'm thinking Mason Ellis right off the bat.
Mason Ellis is one of the best route runners I've ever seen out of a high school wideout. Have a player in motion come to this right side. Throws a screen pass, number 14, as he gets through and doesn't get much, maybe a yard or two, moves himself up to the 35-yard line.
That is Mason.
And as that was Mason Ellis, you called it coming right out the gate.
You might have had a little inside information there, Mr. O'Keefe.
You do have your son on the field there in that same wideout setup.
So it'll be interesting, and I don't know this for either team, if they script their first few plays or just try to play matchups and just call it as it goes and make the adjustments. I wouldn't be surprised if they have the first few plays scripted.
Kubala in motion there. Ballard gets it and doesn't get much at all. Stuffed right there on that 35-yard line, which we saw on the other end with Clifton trying to go with their second play, a run right up the middle. So both sides start off with a little screen pass, then a run right up the middle. CNS here, the 3rd and 8 on the 35-yard line. Let's see what head coach Dave Klein wants to do here on this 3rd down. Try and get a conversion, keep moving that offense, and put some points up on the board early. Test about 5 yards back. Ballard behind him. Kubala motions inside. Tester rolls out. Pressured and just dumps one away. Clifton dives for the interception, which is unable to go, as CNS seems to be bringing out their punt team here.
Not surprising. Both teams, maybe just a little bit of jitters. You're playing in the Carrier Dome. You're a high school athlete. Not surprising that we have 2 3-and-outs to start. Hopefully, sometimes you just got to hit somebody, get knocked down, and then you're in the game and you're ready to go. So we'll see. We'll see how they adjust and get those jitters out of there and just play football. Just play loose.
Penalty on the CNS offense there. They'll be moving back, so Kubala's got to kick the ball a little bit further than he normally would. Try and keep this Clifton offense on the other side of the field. Now, I spoke with head coach Ralph Sinque before the game, And they're the same thoughts about CNS, how CNS thinks about Clifton. They're both out-of-state schools, like never played each other before. They're looking at film. They see CNS blowing inter-competition out the same way we saw Clifton blowing out teams in their state. So neither team knows what to really expect. As Clifton does already have a game under belt as a returning here. Gets down right there around the 48-yard line. That's senior Donovan Swayze. As I was saying, Clifton did play a game against Holmdel, a New Jersey team ranked 52nd in their state. It was really just a scrimmage, the coach said, sort of a tune-up game. Make sure both sides are ready for the game. Clifton did win that game 28-14. Stars only played the first half, but it was still a little warm-up, get them ready for what's coming here in Syracuse, New York.
CNS has been really all summer competing against Auburn and West Genesee in some scrimmage type activities, just to try to get in game shape and just to get it as close to a real game as possible.
Velas hands off as the number 21 there is stuffed in the backfield. That is Jacob Maldonado, that starting running back for Clifton, is absolutely stuffed by that CNS front seven. They're doing a great job. They're not allowing any run game so far. Got a 2nd and 9 here, Clifton from the 49-yard line. Let's see what Sincu's thinking here. Maybe a pass. Try and get an offense going, maybe a big play. Velas lines up in the shotgun set with Maldonado to his left. Ball is snapped. Looking right as he is there wide open for the first down. That is number 1, Luke Sineri, as he keeps fighting for yards, and he's shut down right around that 39-40-yard line. So we see our first down of the game as Velas able to connect there to Sineri for about an 11-yard pass.
And also at the beginning of the game, you don't really know speed-wise how fast these receivers are. So I know our defensive back given a pretty big cushion there.
Yeah.
Right, and the quarterback connected for a first down. So I think we can do a better job of hawking balls a little bit, getting after it, getting to the ball. We don't want to give up a big play, but we got Enzo back there. We got some help back there.
Maldonado once again stuffed right in the hole, not letting anything go by the CNS front seven. They now need to see if that secondary can play the same amount of defense, get Clifton back on defense so the CNS offense can come out as the front seven is allowing.
And Enzo, just as an athlete, is very instinctive. Great position for him to play back there at safety, and he can hit too. He can hit somebody if he has to. Oh, great block.
Little sweep play there from Clifton. Hands off to number 8, Omar Musheisen, as he keeps fighting. Gets to about the 35-yard line, which will leave Clifton with about a 3rd and 3 or 4, it looks like.
Really good block by 21, Jacob, to open up a hole for Clifton. I think it was 21 on the replay.
You're seeing a lot of aggression from both sides here, which you love to see in some high school football. But not too much aggression as what we witnessed here in Cicero with that CNS Liverpool matchup not a few months ago. 3rd and 5 here. Can Clifton convert on the 2nd straight 3rd down, or will CNS get a stop? Velas drops back. There's a flag on the play. Someone was moving on the line. Delay a game on the offense. That'll move Clifton back to a 3rd and 10. Not what you want there on offense if you're on Clifton.
Lucky for CNS. CNS jumped, right? So if they had hiked the ball before the clock ran out, it probably would have been offside CNS, and then it would be 5 yards. It'd be an automatic first down, basically.
Clifton takes their first time out of the game. Maybe want to talk things over. See if now they had a 3rd and 5. Now they're dropping back 5 more yards. What can they draw up to get a 3rd and 10, get them inside the 30-yard line, maybe into the red zone to try and convert, put some points on the board against the CNS offense. I know both sides want to see some points on that board.
Yeah, you don't want to take too many chances here early, though. Right now, it's sort of been field position game. So if they don't convert, then you have the decision to go for it. You know, you're on your 35 or wherever they end up. You could punt and pin them back. That's the way the games have been going so far.
Now we know for CNS we have a kicker with a boot where they might risk taking a longer field goal. We do not know with Clifton what they can do. Have a 30.
So what's the deal? Why? I
So it
thought we
looks
called
like
a penalty, and now it's still 3rd and 5.
looks like Senkyu got that timeout
Did they
off
give
in
him
time.
the timeout?
So the leg it didn't happen. Velas back there. Hands off up the middle as he is wrapped up, brought down just short. This will end up being a 4th and inches for Clifton. That was another, again, number 21, Jacob Maldonado.
Offense is staying on the field.
Looks like offense is staying on the field. We are still 0-0 here with just under 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. CNS getting ready here to make a 4th and 1, 4th and inches stand to make a statement, get that ball back, try and get that offense moving a little bit more than what we saw in that first possession. Oh, as Velas decides to keep it himself, and he's able to advance about 10 or so yards, getting Clifton up to that 20-yard line. Moving the chains, another conversion, another first down for Clifton. It's not what you want to allow there from CNS. I'm sure they were expecting an upside, just punch it up the middle from Clifton. Again, Maldonado going right up the middle, trying to get an easy first down, but instead they take it right outside, and Velas is able to get a 10-yard gain.
Oh, and what are we searching up on YouTube if we want to catch this game?
You want to go to the CNS Athletics North Star Network YouTube.
So if I search North Star Network,
you will find it. It'll be under CNS Athletics North Star Networks. You search either of those 2 words, and it'll pop right up for you. As Maldonado again proving he's a pretty well-rounded, running back, high school running back, getting another 5-yard gain, moving Clifton up to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I think well-rounded is a good word so far. He's shown the ability to make some quick cuts and also kind of be a downhill guy. So that was a good run right there, just downhill and picking up some solid yardage.
If I'm CNS here, I'm hoping for a turnover, or I'm hoping for just a field goal, honestly. As I hand it off to number 3, Bryce Feliciano, as he's able to keep moving. Gets another about 4 or 5 yards. Should not give him the first down here, so this should be 3rd and 1. Now this will be the biggest defensive possession so far of the game for CNS.
Yeah, Enzo just made a nice wrap-up tackle. He's always been just a little ahead of everybody in terms of sort of anticipating where the play is going to be. That's basketball and football, and never afraid to kind of just jump it. Just jump it and trust his instincts.
Any sport Enzo plays, he generally has one speed, and that's just get it and go. He's not slowing down, he's not accelerating, he's just going to get it and go. Vessel rolls out right, gets up the middle, gets down to about the 5-yard line, 3 or 4. We also have a flag on the field around that 19-yard line. Let's see what this official's calling here.
In the area of holding.
We'll be holding on the offense, so they'll be moving 10 yards back, giving them a 3rd and 11. Now, last time we saw a 3rd and somewhat long from Clifton, we were thinking pass, but they went a rolled out sweep left with Vessel. As we saw there, they went right that time. Now I'm thinking it's a little bit longer. CNS is probably ready for that sweep out of the quarterback. They're probably going to expect pass, and Clifton might go pass here. Let's see what happens. Clifton lining up here with a 3rd and 14. Vessel in the shotgun set. Maldonado to his left. As head coach Dave Klein here for CNS elects to call timeout.
Still a little surprised at the defensive lineup, how big of a cushion they're giving these receivers. I mean, yeah, we're third down, but if you get 7 yards, now you're in the area where you might think about going for it. So if we can, I think, get up a little tighter, hit them, right? Knock them off their gait a little bit, knock them off their route, and see if you can, get them off balance a little bit.
Now, the other thing here is, like you said, if you give them 7 yards, that turns a 41-yard field goal into just a 34-yarder, which might not sound like a lot, but that is a big difference here for high school kickers, as they are not these pros who can be kicking 50, 60-yarders like it's almost nothing. So if CNS gets an incompletion here or a little stop, that'll be a 41-yard field goal. I don't know what to expect out of Clifton, if they will just try and go for it and leave CNS there on the 24-yard line, or if they'll just punt it or go for it. You never know.
Well, we are in we're in the dome, so we don't have any wind conditions. So historically, Syracuse University kickers have had great history here. So we'll see if that ends up being a factor.
Feliciano motion right. They throw a screen pass that's tipped up and loose. Almost could have gotten an interception there for the North Stars. As now Clifton will have a 4th and 14. Let's see what St. Q elects to go with here. Looks like offense is staying. Expecting another pass here out of Clifton, but you don't want to give too much cushion as a CNS secondary. Because we have seen Clifton be very shifty once they get the ball in their hands and able to fight for extra yards.
CNS bench players trying to get the fans into it.
Vessel drops back, finds an open receiver. He bobbled it, and it is dropped. Number 8, Omar Mooseheisen, is not able to hold on as CNS will take over on offense from their own 24-yard line as they got to advance 76 yards to get this ball in that end zone.
I thought it was a good throw.
It was a good throw. The receivers couldn't hold on to it there.
I couldn't really tell from back here if it was a little behind him maybe, but I think if he catches that, that's a first down.
For sure. And sometimes you see with plays like that, they're drawn up not to go with that receiver. That guy's almost a distraction or a last dump-off option. Maybe Mooseheisen there wasn't expecting the ball, and then Vessel threw it to him. He just wasn't expecting it, saw the ball was in his face. He's like, nah, I have to catch this.
Right.
CNS gets one outside there to the left around that ACC logo. About the 27-yard line, a little 3 or 4 yard gain.
Timmy Graham.
Pass to Tim Graham there for a good 3 or 4 yards.
Nice catch from Timmy.
Making it 2nd and 6.
Jitters. I mean, that should be right in the middle of the numbers. And a short pass like that, a little more accuracy. We need more accuracy.
Kubala in motion to that left side. Testa calling for it. Hands off to Ballard. As Ballard's not able to find that hole again, just stuffed right on that line. One thing I've heard about Jamar Ballard is once he's able to find the hole, he will power his way through. He just struggles to get there and burst through to the hole so then he can open up space for himself and run some people over. Where when CNS, 2 years ago, we had him as a junior Mike Washington, and a fantastic running back, now playing Division I football at Buffalo. He had 66 rushing yards in his first game. Didn't play last year because he decided to go to Buffalo a semester early, try and get some classes in, get ready for that football season. And now that was Jamar's first 4 games with CNS, now coming into his 5th. He's got to power through that hole more. Testa hands off right side to Ballard as he is just tackled in the backfield, wrapped up, nowhere to go, brought back to the 25-yard line. About a 5-yard loss there on 3rd and 4th, so now to bring us to 4th and 9 for the North Stars.
Yeah, we really are entering sort of a new era. Mike Washington to Buffalo. Like you said, he had a great game the other day. I think he did that 65 yards on 10 carries. 10 or maybe just a few more carries, but that's a pretty good, a really good start for him and a good average yards per carry. And, of course, JJ is off to Cortland, so new quarterback, new receivers.
It's a very new CNS offense. Almost the entire O-line was gone, too. As number 9 there, Marvin Bailey able to take him to the right side, almost all the way back to where the punt was kicked. Gets it onto CNS's 29, 30-yard line. Sets up Clifton nice and friendly.
And there's our kicker, probably making the biggest hit that CNS has hit anybody yet so far.
For sure. If he doesn't get hit there, you might be taking that ball completely up the sideline on those side hashes, all the way maybe inside the 10-yard line.
Well, an important hit, but really a big hit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's our punter.
He may be a punter and kicker, but he can.
Yes, he can.
He's about as built as some of these defensive linemen and linebackers for CNS.
And if we can get past in the running game, if we can get past the first line of defense, we got him blocking these guys.
Exactly. It's Maldonado.
If we can open up a hole and get through to the secondary, I think we have a much better chance.
Mustangs there. Maldonado only able to gain 2 yards, leave them with the 2nd and 8 on the 28-yard line. CNS is doing a great job defending the run out of the running backs. Now they got to work on their secondary, not letting the receivers get open or catch that ball, and working on keeping Vessel contained in that pocket. Velas, excuse me. Velas likes to throw it. He is going down. I see 3 or 4 blue shirts back there. Usually you would think it would be 13, senior Gerard Hills, who's an insane guy off that edge being back there. Looks like a little bit of 3 guys there all bringing down Velas together. Give them with a 3rd and 11 here for the Mustangs. He's got 10 seconds left on the quarter. It was 0-0. I'm thinking the Mustangs here elect to just take this to the 2nd quarter and reset, move down the other side of the field. Let's see what they do here. As there is that whistle. The first quarter is over here in the Carrier Dome. CNS 0, Clifton 0. Clifton will have the ball on the 31-yard line going into this 2nd quarter.
And I think if you're both teams, you're actually pleased, right? Clifton doesn't want to drive however many hours it takes to get to Syracuse, New York, and blow a team out, or vice versa. They don't want to get blown out. Same thing with CNS. It's our first game. We want to get off to a good start. We don't want to come to the Carrier Dome and get creamed.
Exactly. Now, this may not be Michael J. Bragman Stadium in Cicero, New York, but we are still in upstate Syracuse, New York. As Tavoris Lenore said, we want to show Clifton that upstate New York football is no joke. They got to defend their name, defend that title. The upstate New York football is a great program, a great area to play. And you can't do that if you let a team just bully you both sides.
Right. I know it looks like a soccer score up there, but like I said, we're getting started, and we want to have a close game. We want this game to be close. Not just for us, the fans, because it'd be more exciting, but the teams also.
Both sides lined up ready to take this 2nd quarter. Velas drops back. Lots of whistles here from the official. Let's see what they're saying here.
See Coach Bednarski down there, probably sending out his little Facebook update as he does. End of the first quarter, 0-0.
Lots of 0-0s today as the CNS boys soccer game against CBA went into overtime, 0-0 in regulation. No more updates from that.
I'll be interested to see what the result is.
Maybe a 5-yard penalty, moving Clifton forward. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Clifton here. Conversion here would be huge for Clifton and not very good for CNS.
I'm a little surprised earlier they didn't try to kick that field goal.
See what Velas decides to do here. Maldonado to his left. He drops back. Looking open over the middle as he finds Muheisen there. Omar Muheisen able to get the 1st down, bring them up towards inside the 10-yard line. No, it's the first time we're going to see some real scoring opportunities in this football game. Velas showing so far in this game.
Got an injury. I think it's one of our safeties. Just went down and stopped the clock.
looking like it's number 3, Farouk Ibrahim, which is not good, as he's a very valuable asset on the offense and defensive sides of the ball.
Not the type of kid to go down unless he's
Really down.
banged up.
Velas has proven in that backfield as a quarterback, he is really able to either move the ball outside as a runner and get to the right side or left side with a little sweep and get them extra positive yardages, or we can see him, he's throwing dimes to these receivers so far for Clifton, as some of them have been able to make the grab there. Muhaj saw one on this other side of the field. Hey, I dropped that one. I'm not dropping this next one.
Exactly. I think that he's very happy that he was able to make up for that last drop down here.
A lot of times the receivers also, they try and catch the ball and then keep moving, going to the next spot in the same motion, or before the other, which you can't really do, because if you try and move to the next spot before you have the ball, that's most likely to be an incompletion unless you got hands of glue. So you see they got to keep under control. You got to catch the ball and then quickly, once you get the ball in possession, move to your next spot, make a move, and go for positive yardage.
Looks like he's up walking under his own power.
That's
Good
always
to
a good thing to see here. We hate seeing injuries. One of the worst parts of sports, seeing guys like that go down.
And Mrs. Vanette has been an absolute basket case. Drew played JV last year. Varsity's a different animal.
Yeah, for sure. First time we've seen a quarterback under center so far in this game. You got Owen Riordan at fullback. Swanson up the middle as he goes in. And it looks like Swanson finds the end zone for a Clifton touchdown. Blood has been drawn in this football game. Clifton goes up 6-0 on the North Stars.
And now we'll see what they think of their kicking game. If they don't kick an extra point here, they obviously don't have a ton of confidence.
Jacob Maldonado able to get in that first touchdown of the game, making it 6-0. We'll be bringing the PAT here.
They are going to try the extra point.
It'll be number 39, Devin Desai, kicking the PAT for Clifton here. Muheiser holding. Kick is snapped. Kick is up. And the kick is good as a flag is thrown.
Clifton seems pretty happy, so I think that's probably going to stand.
See the Clifton player there throw the flag. So it looks like CNS either had an offside or some sort of roughing the kicker penalty maybe, which we're hoping not roughing the kickers. That'll move them even back more, taking the kicker even up more on that kickoff. See what the officials decide to say here.
They said the extra point was good, but we'll sort this out. So I have to excuse myself. I'm ignorant. On a regular field goal in high school football, if you miss it, is the line of scrimmage where the ball was kicked or the original line of scrimmage? Do you know?
I want to say it's where the ball was kicked, 'cause that's where the last live ball was, but I'm not 100%
that's
sure.
That's where college and pro do it. I didn't know if it differed for high school.
I think the only thing that translates for kicking when you change levels between high school, college, and pro is where the kick is actually kicked from.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like here that was a roughing the kicker on CNS, as Clifton will be kicking from CNS's 45-yard line. This will pin CNS way back. See if this kicker can try and pin him inside the 10, or if he's just going to boot one and give him a touchback, put him at that 20, 25-yard line.
And look at CNS is they're only 5 yards off the ball here. That doesn't seem right. Yep,
They
just
got to
moved
move him
him
back.
I was going to say, if he's 5 yards off the ball, just kick it right at him, and then it'll ricochet off him, and you got yourself a onside kick.
So now with these kickoffs and punts, it'll be mainly Mason Ellis back there because usually it's him and Farouk. Now we got to see who that next guy up is, replacing Farouk as he is dealing on the sideline. Little squib kick there. CNS bobbles it, grabs it, gets it up and goes. Trying to take it outside. Keep pushing right as Clifton just pushes them back behind their own 10-yard line. This is not what you want to have start off with that CNS offense, which has been struggling to get stuff going. As Testa follows back to that CNS offense to line up with the rest of his team. Let's see what they decide to go off here.
I think Farouk was back in on that play. Yeah, Farouk was back in. Struggling to get off the field. Definitely banged up.
And there is Farouk right there running off the sideline. It looks like CNS will call their second timeout of the half, leave them with only 1 and 11.5 minutes to go. Score is 7-0. Clifton hyping up their sideline, hyping up that little fan section they got that decided to make the journey from New Jersey to come here.
Just looking here at the stats, it's definitely starting to look like a little bit one-sided yardage-wise. Clifton 95 total yards, and CNS just 10 total yards.
Vella's proven to be very dominant with 40 offensive yards, and Jacob Maldonado with 20 and Muthajan with 24. Proving that seems to be like the big three, core three for this Clifton offense. Mm-hmm. Now let's see if that CNS big three with Anthony Testa, Jamal Ballard, and Mason Ellis can get stuff going, get some positive stuff going. As Testa finds Ellis, as he's able to receive it there down the 15-yard line. Let's see if the officials called a reception or not. Looks like the ball will be spotted there. Mason and Anthony being such good friends growing up, great buddies, almost family, I would say, have always been throwing the football around each other, so I'm sure that is just no other just backyard football pass that they've probably practiced many times.
Didn't seem like the officials were too confident in what they were calling. But they got together a little bit and made the right call, it looks like.
Testa in the shotgun, Ballard to his right. Clifton shifting up inside, expecting a run. Testa rolls out right as he is just wrapped up right on that line of scrimmage, allowing no gain, which would leave CNS now with a 3rd and 5 from their own 15-yard line. You cannot allow any more negative yards on this possession. You have to either move the ball forward and get a first down, or we got one boot of a punt coming. See number 35 coming on the field, Logan Brefka, who played defense in the spring, but now he was offense only. Gerard Hills, the outside rusher, edge rusher, coming on the field for the North Stars. See where they decide to use Gerard. Lining him up at tight end. Maybe I provide some extra report.
Dead ball foul. Too bad. It looked like he might have been able to break through there, but coming back.
CNS tried to get too quick there, try and catch Clifton off guard while they're still moving.
They call a timeout?
Looks like they actually did call a timeout. I thought that would move CNS back a little more with another penalty, but now they'll call their 3rd and final timeout of the game with still 10 minutes left to go.
I think that was unlucky. I don't know. I wasn't watching the play clock. Maybe they were getting too low.
Both sides taking the field already, so maybe a quick talk over. Maybe it was almost a near delay game, and Dave Klein did not want his offense to move back any more than it already has. Still have Gerard Hills on that left side, testing the shotgun with Ballard behind him. Excuse me. Let's see what the North Stars try and do here. Testa drops back. Loses one way wide, looking for Kubala there. That'll bring CNS to a 4th and 5.
Yeah, I was going to suggest we got to try to get Josh involved a little bit more.
As Testa sort of just let that one go there from the backfield, missing Kubala way long. Now CNS is forced to punt again from their own, looks like 15-yard line, which is not a good spot to be in, as Clifton's setting up right at that 50-yard line, expecting to get the ball right in their own positive field again. You have Swayze and Muheisen back there. Swayze going for it, catches it. Didn't call the fair catches. He's still going. As Swayze is able to get to that 39, 40-yard line, leaving Clifton with just 39, 40 yards to go to try and get in the end zone again.
Yeah, that was clutch. He had somebody right on him. I thought maybe call a fair catch. Nice high punt by Josh, so our defense was able to get there. But he took a chance, and it paid off for him. Picked
Almost
up
if
8
Kubala
yards.
there was trying to force up, but maybe bobbled punt, try and get CNS the ball back, which would have been huge. But now they're playing defense. Clifton has the ball on the 39-yard line. These Mustangs are proven to be no joke from New Jersey, as CNS now has to work on making that name for themselves, prove up to that name of a team that has gone to states many times in recent history, many sectional championships, as they hit the outside sweep here. Handing off to number 16, Chase Blunt, 5'7" senior. Tim Graham making the tackle there, allowing little to no gain for Clifton. It'll be 2nd and 7, a 3-yard gain, 37-yard line. Now in the run game, CNS has done a great job, of keeping that ball. If you really go up in the middle, it's not going anywhere. But when a quarterback or the running back goes outside, they're giving up at least 3, 4, 5+ yards a gain. You cannot allow. A double back set here. Vallis drops back, lets one go long, looking for Swayze.
He dropped it.
As he is able to hold on, he says. Swayze there making an insane catch and coverage, as it almost looked like a pass interference call would get made. A great catch there for Clifton, making the scoreboard 13-0, coming back in for the PAT.
This is a great catch. I thought he dropped it at the end. Let's take a look at the replay.
He is able to hold on to it.
I think he did. I think he held on to it.
A great catch there from Swayze, is now CNS needs to make a statement now. We thought the defense was doing a pretty well job, but now Clifton came down, scored 2 straight offensive possessions. The offense with nothing to show.
All right, good for CNS. I thought maybe that was unsporting behavior, because I think some of the players on CNS didn't think it was a catch. So, but we're good.
Now the PAT will move a little bit back. Clifton will try and make it an even 14-0, as CNS will get the ball with 8:50 left to go after this PAT and after the kickoff. They need to make a statement on this offense. The run game has not shown much to prove. Pass game looked decent. You just got to make some tighter throws, thread that needle a little bit. Muheisen wait for it. Gets the ball. Kick is up. And the kick is good, making it 14-0. As CNS almost had another roughing the kicker penalty there. You see Gerard Hill saying, I wasn't near him.
So it's obvious that Clifton has watched the films, because you've got Carlton Garnes on one corner, and then, I mean, he was a starter and a stud last year. So on the other side, that's who I think they're going to be picking on. Whoever's in there, and that's what they did. They decided to go deep. They're not going to go to Carlton.
They're not going to go at Carlton or Enzo Latanzio. They're going to go for that third guy.
Right. Hopefully no knock against our other safety, but they balance it out. So you got Carlton sort of on an island over there, and then Enzo supporting the defensive backs on the other side.
This CNS offense needs to wake up. They only have 25 total yards on offense, rushing and passing the ball, as Clifton has 172, and you can see the scoreboard. It's 14-0 with 8:50 left to go here in the Carrier Dome. A skip kick there again for Clifton. CNS able to retain off that bounce, taking it outside, makes one move, able to move some positive yards there. As number 3, Brian Feliciano makes a great hit for Clifton, pinning CNS at that 41-yard line. A great return there from Mason Ellis, able to catch the ball off that one bounce right to above his head. And makes a few moves the ball up a little bit, so they're not pinned right where Clifton had the ball. But now let's see what Anthony Testa and this offense can do.
We got Gerard back in at tight end. I think for blocking purposes, and hopefully, and maybe get Kabbalah. Look what they're doing. They're putting Kabbalah out on the slot a little bit. And now Josh moves inside for a run play.
Now that run didn't look like much there from Ballard, but it was definitely more than what we've seen out of them. You have Tavoris Flournoy, Josh Kubala, and Gerard Hills all blocking that left side for Ballard. Those are 3 big bodies blocking and then 1 big body running the ball.
Yeah, they're adjusting to the fact that they can't really get any holes right now. So they're using Gerard. They're putting Kabbalah in motion on Gerard's side. That's what they did there anyway. To try to get a little gap.
Try to go again there. Ballard might have gotten 1 or 2 more. But now with CNS last year going 4-0, only playing Beeville, Henninger, Nottingham, and Liverpool, they only allowed 6 points compared to a lot of points they put up. And now they've given up 14 points in this first half alone, and the first half isn't even over yet. Proving that Clifton is no joke. They are here to play.
It's just crazy numbers what they did last year. Like you said, the points against being that low is just an incredible number.
Tessa rolls out right, gets the screen pass to Mason Ellis. He'll try and make a move as he goes down hard, which should leave CNS with about a 4th and 1 here from the 48-49-yard line.
Testa got popped after he threw that too.
He did get nailed there. I do not bring out the punt team here. I'd say Testa, go another little dump down pass like that, like you've been shown to do, and just try and get a first down. We have not gotten a first down all game, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe a run over to Josh. Oh, Josh is in motion now, so they're probably looks like right up the gut is where they're going.
Ballard again finds the hole.
Got it.
Ballard. Oh, Ballard just dragged down there. If he didn't get that little shoestring tackle, Ballard might have been gone there. CNS gets one of their first down, a huge one here, moving it into positive field. And now they have the ball on the 42-yard line.
I feel like Tony Romo.
Feel like Tony Romo?
Yeah. Predicting plays. Got the nice headset on. Anybody could have predicted that. Even Clifton knew that once they put Josh in the middle, that they were going to run it there, and they're probably going to do it again.
Do it again there. Clifton's ready for it. Ballard doesn't even make it past the line of scrimmage. Goes down immediately.
Dude, if we could just get past that initial drive from White, then I like our chances with Kabbalah throwing people around.
Clifton's now seen if they see 77, 13, 11 all in the same spot, they know exactly where the ball is going. Which you can't become too predictable with a great team like Clifton showing they are. If you become predictable, then you're just going to get yourself out of this ball game. You got to become unexpected, try something new almost, catch them off their toes. Give them a 2nd and 12 here on the Clifton 40-yard line. 5:50 left to go in this first half. Testa trips, which will leave him down there. Clifton thought it was almost a fumble there, but Testa will be down at Clifton 46, 47-yard line. A huge loss there, leaving CNS the
nice
third down.
to see us protecting our quarterback. They were about to spear him because he went down. At the same time, I think if they did hit him, that's a foul. I mean, we're down by, your knees down, the play's over.
Yeah.
So if he goes down and they hit him that late, it might have been a penalty. Our player protecting his quarterback got in the way. So no harm, no foul.
Kubala and Testa. Testa rolls out left, as he's just has nowhere to go. Able to make an escape as he finds Ballard right on the line of scrimmage. As Ballard keeps going, he's going to make his way all the way up to the 10, 8, 9-yard line. That's a great gain there for CNS. Can't show too much bias. Almost wanted to scream, let's go there. As CNS, Testa almost gotten sacked, but a huge loss, making it 4th and 20-something. Able to find Ballard hanging out right around that line of scrimmage. And Ballard's able to make his way through all the way up to the 8 or 9-yard line.
Love the play call, right? So they brought Josh in again in motion. So everybody in the world thinks it's going to be that run play that they had some success with. It's the play action, and Testa made the play. Even though the play action worked, they still were after him. And he made a great play with his legs. Quick thinking decision to get it to Ballard, and then we're off to the races.
Testa able to shake off that pass rush there. And they probably the biggest play for CNS, or maybe even the most exciting and best play we've seen out of the game, other than maybe that deep ball from Velas to Muheisen for the touchdown. Or Swayze for the touchdown.
All right, we're balancing out here on the yards so far. We're up to 120. Clifton 172, and that difference, that 52 yards, is probably that touchdown throw, the bomb.
For sure. Now this is a 2-part game. CNS and Clifton took off at 8 o'clock. We had a 5 o'clock game here with Liverpool, again another Syracuse, New York team, playing against St. Francis from Buffalo. St. Francis took away the W with a 44-13 win. We caught some of the end of that game where we saw Liverpool take a long touchdown in up the right side, which is impressive. But now we had to get to the CNS game. They got the ball up into the red zone, up right on the 8, 9-yard line. The 7, actually, 7, 1st and goal. Testa looking left, fires left, just overthrows Mason Ellis. As Ellis broke and beat the corner, but he just wasn't able to get there for the catch. As Testa's telling himself, slow down, keep calm. You see the right around the 20-yard line. You see Kubala coming back on the field. So now us, the fans, both sides are expecting a run here with Kubala back on the field.
I know, but at the same time, you're in the red zone. He's a huge target. So if they do decide to throw, I think he might be option number 1.
Testa in the shotgun. Ballard behind him. Kubala motions inside. Hands off to Ballard as he gets some room. Still fighting, able to make his way up to the 4 or 5-yard line.
Good hard run.
But it'll leave CNS 3rd and 4 to go into that end zone. What I'm liking out of this possession, as long as there is not a turnover on this play, CNS is putting points on the board.
Why would you even say that, Owen? We don't want to jinx it, buddy. Now we got Kubala. If we need to kick it and go in with some points and hopefully a little momentum going into the second half.
Get a crosstown score here, Section 3, Class AA. Baldensville beats the West Jenny Wildcats 14-13. And some extra stops from there. Ballard takes one left side, pushes it through, ball reaches over, and it looks like he is in. The official's waiting to call it. As Jamar Ballard able to take one 5 yards into the end zone up the left side. Touchdown CNS, scores 14-6. Kubala and the rest of the special teams here coming on to kick the PAT.
Really close on the replay, but I think it's a good call.
I would say he got it. As now will actually number 25, Daniel Livesey, another senior, that other kicker for CNS, kicking this PAT. Mason Ellis holding. Livesey gets it up. And that kick is good.
No, they called it no good.
It is no good.
I didn't know Daniel. Daniel used to be a soccer player.
So did Kubala. All these kids coming to kick. Looks good from my angle. We also can't really see that depth reception from over here. They'll just call it no good. CNS is down 14-6, 3:48 left to go in this first half. CNS would get the ball coming out of the second half as they won the coin toss and elected to kick. So now let's see. If I'm CNS, I just want to make sure Clifton does not score any points. I just don't want to see that Clifton number change. If we can see our number change on that scoreboard, that's great. But you just want to try and keep Clifton scoreless for us this 3:48, and then go back and get the ball in like I said, under 4 minutes, and then you score again.
Hey, you said the magic word earlier when you were afraid CNS was going to turn it over. Maybe they could force a turnover here with 3 minutes to go, and this could be a real tight game.
What we've seen from both sides here so far, neither side has had great control over the ball, not really letting a fumble or a little tip the interception going.
That's good. Usually those first couple games anyway.
Kubala boots one there almost as far as a college player would. Catches it in the end zone. Whistles are blowing. The player will go down for a touchback.
So that's got to be an automatic touchback if he catches it because he didn't take a knee or anything.
That is a new rule.
Yeah. I'm a soccer coach. I don't, some of those little nuanced rules in football, not my specialty.
Either that or he might have waved off the fair catch. I wasn't able to really tell. He sort of just tracking the ball, or he waved the fair catch. He knew he'd get his possession in that end zone.
It'd be cool if we could do like they do on CBS, where they have the official come in for interpretations.
For sure. But now Clifton takes over. First and 10 on the 20-yard line. Velas in the back. Fakes the handoff. Those little screen pass outside to number 3, Brian Feliciano, as they are able to move the ball up 6 or so yards, which will leave Clifton with a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, they've been able to do that a little better than CNS, is kind of make something out of nothing. There wasn't very much there, and they walk away. They get 6 yards out of it.
Clifton again runs the ball up the middle. CNS stuffs it down. That's again Maldonado trying to get some stuff going. He's getting a lot of ground and pound yards. No huge breakout runs for him yet, but you never know with this Jersey team.
What happened?
One side moved, that's for sure. That'll be an encroachment on CNS, moving the ball up 5 yards, which turns this 3rd and 1 where you may be able to get a little stop for CNS. It gives Clifton a first down, which you never want to see.
Yeah, those calls are tough to make for officials. It's just kind of he said, she said, each team saying they moved.
Maldonado able to break a tackle there, but CNS is right back, stuffing him on that line of scrimmage, giving him little to no gain. It'll either be 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9 if I were to guess. And they'll give him the extra yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 35-yard line. Velas in the backfield with Maldonado. Velas drops back. He's looking deep. Number 8 is wide open over the middle. He finds 6 outside. As there's some little pushing and shoving there, a little tip.
Yeah, actually, CNS coaching staff wanted offensive pass interference. If he doesn't get touched, I think CNS picks that off easily. He got bumped in the back when he was trying to make the catch.
For sure, Tim Graham there was a little push on his left shoulder. He was almost able to get it. And would have been a huge interception for CNS, which almost would have guaranteed Clifton is not scoring.
Actually, if you're white, that's a brilliant play for Clifton.
For sure.
Right? You don't want to give up an interception. If I give up a penalty for offensive pass interference,
you move back 15 yards.
Big deal, right? You didn't give up. You still keep possession.
Clifton now 39. Feliciano in motion to the left.
And they didn't even call the foul, so they didn't.
More sides are
anything.
moving. CNS is very tend to move quickly on that offense. Actually, we had to delay a game on the offense, which will give Clifton a 3rd and 14 from the 30-yard line. Now CNS, if they can get a stop here, Doesn't look like Clifton can boot the ball very far, so CNS will have a nice and easy, I wouldn't say easy, but they'll have some decent field position with probably under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Velas in the backfield. Goff's back. He's looking right. Looking at 8 on the sideline.
Yes.
As CNS gets the interception. That looks like number 5, Vincenzo Latanzio, getting it down. And
Mason Ellis.
Mason Ellis doing it on both sides of the ball. Making plays on offense, getting the interception on defense. CNS now takes over. 1:58 left to go on Clifton's 41-yard line. Some points here, and then getting the ball back in under 2 minutes would be crucial and huge for this North Stars team.
Definitely not the hands of a defensive back on that interception.
For sure, there's reasons why some corners play defense and why Mason Ellis is on offense.
Right.
Klein throws him in an outside corner there. He makes a huge play, making sure Clifton does not get the ball there. Now CNS test in the backfield. Ballard behind him. Kubala to his left. Kubala motions inside. That's a hands off to Ballard. He's able to miss the first hole, but then he tries to take it outside and is just wrapped up right back to the 41-yard line. CNS now with a 2nd and 10.
I know you're probably thinking, hey, we just got an interception. We're not going to give up any more points. Maybe we go in 14-6, make some adjustments. But if you're trying to score here, you don't have any timeouts. A run up the middle, you're going to run out of time quick.
And we've seen with CNS so far, they could not afford to lose a down with spiking the ball to stop the clock. They have to keep this tempo moving. CNS, 1 outside to the right, 2 to the left. Ballard behind Testa. Ball motions inside. Testa rolls out left. Looking up. Ball is flipped up. You cannot get, luckily, as that ball is flipped up.
Yeah, it was tipped a little bit.
Luckily there, Swayze was short and not able to get to the
He's under
ball.
pressure. He's under pressure. They are definitely getting to him when he tries to throw. We don't have any sacks, but almost every play is hurried. Every throwing play is hurried.
See Tim Graham on offense. Testa goes to the quarterback draw as he breaks free, going to that right side. Testa gets the first down. He keeps going. That is one thing that Anthony Testa can do compared to last year's starting quarterback and J.J. Razmovsky. If Testa gets under pressure or gets able to get through, he can find the hole almost as well as a running back and get through as Testa brings it up to around the 10, 15-yard line. Moving CNS to chains even more, and Testa was able to get out of bounds there and stop the clock, and that was huge.
And once we got into the secondary, even though it was a quarterback that time, then you've got those receivers can block. Those tight ends can put a body on somebody. And he almost got all the way to the edge. I think the wide receiver just got bumped a little bit and was able to bump the quarterback out, but almost got to the edge and into the end zone.
It looks like now Clifton's thinking, hey, we're most likely not getting the ball back on offense in this first half, so we're going to call a timeout now, call things over, maybe make sure no defense is given, make sure the defense stays.
I thought he was way deeper than where they marked it. I wonder if he stepped out of bounds or
He
something.
might have stepped out sooner than we thought, so Testa and the CNS offense will take over at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, 56 seconds to go. The score is 14-6. So CNS gets some points up on the board here. It'll be, if they get to the touchdown here, it'll be 14-12, a field goal 14-9. There's some points on the board, so you can make it a one-possession game, and if you get the ball back, a touchdown takes the lead in that second half. CNS takes the field back. Testa in the backfield with Ballard, per usual. Kubala is lined up outside. He's looking at Mason Ellis in that back corner as it is picked off on the goal line by number 6, Donovan Swayze. He has proven to be a huge corner as they know have to chase him down. Swayze looks like he's going to take this one all the way at the end zone unless Hills can catch him. Hills misses a shoestring tackle. Donovan Swayze takes one 100 to 101 yards all the way down for Clifton, making it 20-6. That is one thing you cannot let happen in the end of this quarter. So now CNS will bring on their defensive special teams for the Clifton PAT. Swayze wasn't having one great first half, a one passing reception touchdown and one pick six touchdown.
Good hustle by Gerard. He almost got him.
Gerard almost got his inner DK Metcalf there trying to chase him down.
Right.
Swayze proven to be too fast. As being a little bit shorter, not being 6'4" like Gerard, gets him a little bit more speed.
I think, the interception happens, and then you're so far back, you're thinking, oh, we're just gonna get him on. Somebody else is gonna get him on the ground, and then we'll just get to halftime.
As that kick is botched, not hit square with the way they wanted it to. So now it'll be 20-6. CNS 37 seconds left to go in this first half. Maybe they just try and run the ball out and not let another turnover happen like what just did. And you just get the ball reset, fresh timeout, some fresh legs, a little bit of rest at halftime, and then get ready to go.
Yeah, I think a little bit of bad luck. We don't know what the coach's game plan was in those last 45 seconds or whatever. And maybe you're thinking, shoot, if I don't have a sure thing, I toss it away, and we go into halftime.
I mean, one thing that I think a lot of the CNS guys are doing is last year and the past 2 years, they all stood on the sideline watching all these upperclassmen take over and produce and run this CNS powerhouse program that is football. And now that it's their turn to do it, maybe they're not completely ready to go and actually produce that level of CNS football that we know they can do.
Right. So that play right there, you learn from that. You learn from that. We can't just assume somebody else is going to make a tackle. We have to make sure that he gets on the ground. Because if he gets on the ground anywhere on this side of the 50-yard line, chances are they're not going to have enough time to score a touchdown. Let's credit the kid. He made a great catch. The catch was not an easy catch. And then he didn't quit. And the blockers blocked for him, and he took it all the way to the house.
Smart there from junior 88 Romello Robinson. Gets the onside kick or little squib kick to that right side, kicked right to him. He catches it, goes right down, wastes no time. As you saw there, if you look, CNS had sophomore Mason Mingle way back by the end of the end zone, who I've been told by a lot of the CNS players, he may be young and short, but he has wheels if he gets the ball in his hand. Mm-hmm. He's elusive, he's speedy, he can get through, get some extra yards. But now CNS, even though just throwing a pick six, they should be looking past here, but you never know. You saw Romello Robinson go down there, so maybe they are saving time going past, as Ballard just takes one up and gets stuffed, going backwards a few yards. So now if no one takes a timeout, this half will be over. Let's see what CNS does here.
They got some big kids on that defensive line. For them to be able to just pick him up, Ballard, like that, and throw him down.
Ballard's a big kid. As CNS now will head to the sideline, head to the locker room for halftime. It was 20-6 Clifton up in that first half. We'll be back shortly with the second half of this National Football Foundation High School Kickoff Classic here in the Carrier Dome. I'm Owen O'Keefe, and this is Coach Vanette. We have a 10-minute halftime. And we are back here live from the Carrier Dome. This is Owen O'Keefe here alongside Coach Vanette. The score was 20-6 in the first half as this 10-minute halftime is winding down. Both sides still getting some stretching and getting ready to go back for that second half. Now with CNS, you got to keep letting Testa make plays so much, not so much keep him as like a pocket defined quarterback like you might say Tom Brady is. Just a system QB, and also you need to play as a team on both sides of the ball, and you got to keep feeding Ballard as well. Let him hit those holes. He's found them a few times. Just Clifton's getting on top of it more. Now, Coach, what do you think Clifton has to do to keep this scoreboard the way they like it?
Well, I think CNS made a couple really, really smart adjustments to try to open up some holes in the run game. So you can count on Clifton adjusting to the adjustment and trying to get those holes closed up. So we'll see what they decide to do. If they just try to play some small ball, run the clock down so they can get out of here with a W. We'll see what their approach is, or they want to be aggressive right off the get and see if they can get a score or two and really put the game out of reach.
The scoreboard might not show it, but the adjustments and the way we see the game are showing it. Both sides are coached very well. Both sides between Klein and Sencure are doing their job, trying to make it so each team has a chance, their own team, has a chance to come out and win this game as Clifton's coming out to kick here to open off this second half. Need to see a lot more of aggressive, I wouldn't say aggressive, we need to try and develop more of a passing game for CNS because you can't just keep going run, as that is not going to work out for you in the way you want it, as Mason Ellis able to grab one there, take it up the middle to about the 35-yard line. As CNS will come out 1st and 10. Testa's still on the field. I know there's been some questions all summer long, all year long, once Razmovsky left, if Testa would be that starter as a senior or if the sophomore Jackson Razmovsky, JJ's younger brother, would get the start. But Dave Klein goes to the senior, and that's not just because he's a senior. Dave Klein trusts in who he likes. As you know, with JJ's junior year, he was started over the senior Dom Isabel.
Yeah, I think Mr. Testa fits sort of what I've heard is going to be the approach this year, sort of a run-first approach. So to have him be able to use his legs too is just one more option for us.
As CNS opened up with the screen, there's a flag on the play. Gain of about 3. Let's see what this flag will do to one side or the other. I want to say CNS opened up the first half with a screen play as well.
That's right.
Officials talking it over. Let's see what they will come out and say is the verdict. That'll be a no. Holding on the offense. It'll move CNS 10 yards back, making it should be 1st and 20, excuse me, from the 26-yard line. No. Be 1st and 17, actually. These North Stars.
Starting to be a little bit of a impressive stat for Clifton. No penalty yards, while CNS has had a few mistakes.
Testa lines up. Kubala in motion. See him hand the ball off to Ballard as he finds the hole and he breaks through. Ballard runs one man over, advances the ball, so you get back to right about where your original line of scrimmage was, around the 37, 38-yard line.
Yeah, one of our best running plays so far, and like you said, it really nets out to be a 1-yard run after the penalty.
So now it'll be 2nd and 9 for the North Stars. I think they should. I'm sure Clifton's expecting a run here. I think a pass here would be huge. Maybe catch them off guard, get a big play. Jumpstart that CNS offense early in the second half. Kubala motions inside. Testa looking right as he finds a receiver way outside. A great catch by the receiver as the throw was a little bit off. Able to make the grab and goes right down. Looks like Mason Ellis. Who else? Actually, excuse me, is number 5, Vincenzo Latanzio.
Good catch by Enzo.
Good job there. So we see Mason Ellis, the usually offensive receiver, making the play on defense. Enzo there making a pretty great grab on offense, usually that lone defender. CNS, 3rd down and 3, 10 minutes left to go, 10 and a half left to go, excuse me, in this third quarter. Clifton up 20-6. The North Stars need to advance the ball here, get a first down, keep those chains moving. They like to go run with Ballard, as that can just go nowhere. Clifton stuffs it. So now CNS brings out the punt team. There is a player down for the Mustangs. Looks like number 1, Luke Sineri, who has been huge so far. Just making small little plays on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Able to get himself off, a little bit of limping. Hopefully he's okay. The score is 20-6. 10 minutes left to go. Both sides head to their sideline.
Too bad the holding penalty.
Kind of messed him up.
Drive killer. They would have had at least, it wouldn't have been a 3 and out. It would have been at least 1 first down. First down on the second play. So we would have got at least 4 or 5 plays. Now we're just 3 and out.
4th and 4 here for the North Stars. Electing to punt. We got Swayze on the right side, bottom of your screen, proving that he can be that great return guy. So I'm going 100 yards for a pick 6. Kubala boots it, a high kick. That ball's going to bounce. And number 6 there for CNS, James Cahill, is going to down the ball, not even allow a return. And the CNS defense comes out. The Clifton Mustangs offense will come out. Kyle Vellis proved to be a great guy back there, leading his team at the quarterback spot alongside Maldonado, Muhazen, and Swayze alongside his other weapons on that offense. Yeah, Vellis shotgun, running back to each side of him, wide out each side. A Bill motions left. Vellis hands off to Maldonado as he gets about 5 or 6 there, then goes right down at the 42-yard line. Giving a game for the Mustangs. Now CNS is almost starting to lose it. We saw earlier in this game, Maldonado would not have gotten that rush in that first half. He would have been stuffed right on that line of scrimmage, but now gets a gain of 4, making it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, I think they're in the trenches. They're just a little bit stronger than we are.
As Maldonado gets a big play left side, going up the sideline, being chased down, is pushed out of bounds around the 26, 25-yard line. A huge gain there, his biggest run of the day for Maldonado, giving Clifton another first down. Is there there is a flag on the play around the 47-yard line.
They're coming all the way back.
Looking like holding, so they'll be brought back even more. Turn a 2nd and 6 into a 2nd and 16 for the Mustangs. Or a 2nd and 11 it may be, excuse me.
Yeah.
The 2nd and 16.
Actually, Andrew Vanette was out there, and he just looked like he was getting manhandled by one of those big wide receivers. But maybe they held him a little bit. That was right around where they threw the flag.
Then they flipped the play to a first down. Maybe he got the first and then
spot foul, right?
Spot foul.
So he still got the first down.
But he won't be up by the 26-yard line. He'll be back at the 47, 48. We haven't seen a lot of under center snaps for either side of the quarterback. Both sides dropping back. Play action there. Vellis rolls out right. Looks for receiver number 5. Reaches his hands up. Not able to get it. Number 5, Joe Bill there. The tight end. Not able to get the grab with his left hand. So that'll bring the Mustangs to a 2nd and 10. I'm expecting a run here outside for Maldonado. Try and get another breakthrough one like they just saw.
That was a good throw. It was, I thought, a catchable ball.
But he had to go high there because you saw number 5, Vincenzo Latanzio, was right there, ready to make the interception if it was any shorter or any lower. Velas hands off, like I said, to Maldonado, but he gets tackled down, gains about 2 or 3 yards. Should bring Clifton to a 3rd and 5 here. 8:40 left to go in this third quarter. Clifton 20, CNS 6.
Enzo on the tackle.
He's able to find that ball and just make the play, whether it's an interception or if it's just making the tackle. He does what needs to be done.
He's all over the field.
3rd and 8 here for the Mustangs. If CNS can force a stop here after giving up that long run that was called back and get the ball back and actually maybe do something with the ball on offense, that would be a huge part to maybe starting this comeback. Only down 14 points. That's not a lot in football. Velas scrambles the ball, finds Maldonado up the middle, and he's able to power forward, go 2 or 3 yards past that first down to the 40-yard line. That'll be a Mustangs first down. We saw there, Testa was able to find Ballard back in that first half on a little, when the pocket was broken, scrambled out, found Ballard in the center. He made his way for a big gain, a first down. Right there, Velas to Maldonado, makes it again. So Clifton takes over 1st and down from the 40.
Impressive to see these young kids being able to make decisions on the fly on both sides.
There's a lot of field they got to scan when they're dropping back that far. Now they go Maldonado up the middle. Enzo there going for the ankle tackle. He'll gain about 3 or 4 yards there. Clifton now is just doing what they want on offense. They're able to throw the ball and not get sacked or get a lot of defensive pressure, and they're able to run the ball and gain at least positive yards every time. Something CNS has not been able to do consistently, as we saw with their possession so far on offense. You can hear the CNS sideline chanting defense. Maybe you want to get that student section going, add a little bit more of a spark as Maldonado goes up the middle again and goes right down. Guard a gain of maybe 1, maybe make it 3rd and 5 from the 35-yard line for Clifton. Gain of 1, yep. 3rd and 5 from the 35. 6.5 left to go. Velas drops back. Pressure comes in. He's able to escape it. Crashes on him. He's able to use his legs and make a way for the first down. Gain a little bit 4 or 5 past that first down marker, bringing him up to the 27 or so yard line. That'll be another Clifton first down. They're just powering through the ball, steamrolling down this field, getting all the way almost to the end zone.
Yeah, I thought the receiver jumped over here on the sideline, and then no call, and then just like he did on the previous play, where he decided to make a throw. This time he made a quick decision on the fly. I'm going to take off. Got the first down.
Now CNS secondary we're seeing step up as a lot of the recent passing plays haven't been able to convert for an actual reception, but now they got to work on keeping that pass rush and containing the quarterback. As Maldonado goes outside and gains about maybe 1, which leaves him 2nd down and 9 on the 25 or so yard line.
Timmy Graham, great tackle.
Seeing great defensive presence so far from Tim Gran in that second level. Like to see more out of the CNS defensive line. We're seeing them able to stuff so far on the run game, besides a few plays there and there. But now we got to see him get back there in the backfield, give Velas less time, and then maybe get a sack or so, force a big loss. Muhajin in motion to the left. Velas play fake, finds a little screen pass number 4 as he's able to keep moving and is tackled hard as he goes down, grabbing his leg or quad, it looks like. Score is 20-6. Clifton 20, CNS 6. 5:10 left to go in this third quarter. Clifton on about the 15-20 yard line. Looking like actually the 11. Another Clifton first down. CNS has not been able to stop Clifton on this drive. They are just moving.
Gutsy hit by CNS. You could just see the size difference up on the replay. And that took some guts to hit him in the legs like he did. He got the better of him, really.
Maldonado takes it left and goes back middle as he is hit hard. Gains about 3, 4, 5 yards, but now there's another flag on the play.
Okay.
Now we saw Clifton get their first penalty of the game back earlier on this drive. Let's see if there's another one on them.
Looks like holding on White.
Looks like, yep, White's walking back. He'll be holding on White. So Clifton will move back 10 yards. But he did get the first down, so it'll be 1st and 20. If I'm Clifton here, I'm almost trying to somewhat chew the clock. You got your lead. CNS has not proved to really stop you in either way on offense, and CNS hasn't been able to do much on offense either. As Maldonado gets another gain there.
I know it's your first game though. You want to see, you want to take it out for a test drive. You want to see what it can do, what you can do. So maybe dive into the playbook a little bit and try a new thing here or there. I want them to do that. So maybe they make a mistake and we capitalize on it. But I would think you came all the way up here to the Carrier Dome. Let's see what we really have.
Yeah, the Lions could not think about. They're playing on the same field as some up-and-coming great football players. As Trevor Lawrence played here recently, DeAndre Hopkins about eight or so years back. Just great NFL players. Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, just great people that have all played on this field. Now these high school kids traveling from Jersey are able to play on it.
I remember when Lamar came here.
Yeah, that hurdle still scars me.
Yeah, and I think when he went to the NFL, they really weren't sure if he was going to be able to bring that same level of dynamic play to the NFL. And, of course, we know that
he was an MVP.
He was able to do it. I can't remember where he got drafted, what spot. He wasn't number 1.
No.
I think he was definitely first round. I think he was a top 10 pick. I can't remember where he fell, though.
So now Clifton, after that play, they basically got their penalty back. 2nd and 9 from the 10-yard line. Not Maldonado in the backfield. We actually see Feliciano. Sounds like it might be another delay game on Clifton, moving him back 5 or so yards. Actually be encroachment on the defense, so CNS is, Clifton's moving up 5 yards, be giving him even closer, so it'll be 2nd and 4 on the, 5-yard line. Velas rolls out left, goes down, we see a flag coming from the backside. Could be holding on Clifton, let's see what the officials say.
Getting a little sloppy here in these last couple minutes.
4 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Scoreless so far in this second half. The score remains 20-6. Clifton up 14. It's one thing Clifton has been struggling to do in the second half, holding. It's about their 3rd or 4th call so far in just 8 minutes. Something, even though you're up, you can't afford to get sloppy. Because if you get sloppy, don't stay disciplined. That's when the game could fall apart and go in your opponent's favor. So it'll be 2nd and 13 for Clifton from the 14-yard line. As they're getting moved back, CNS has to make a stand here and try and just force a field goal or get a turnover. As Velas is under center. Handoff Maldonado left side up. As he able to power through and almost get that penalty back. Getting back to the 8 or so yard line. Making it 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
Couple guys down.
You have a CNS guy down and a Clifton player down. Both being attended to.
I'd like to thank John Lisi on stats for us, giving us some great insight in the game with the statistics. Drew Matiasik on the camera. I'm sure people at home, Mr. Matiasik, might want to see some of the renovations. Why don't you show us the fancy scoreboard, new paint job? That scoreboard is lit. That's cool. And then it looks like they also changed the
banners hanging up.
The banners,
all
and
the
retired jerseys. They did something different. I wonder what they did with the old ones. Maybe I can call and get my hands on one of those old ones.
That'd be a pretty cool souvenir. Trying to determine which CNS player is down. Can't be quite certain.
Sounds good in here. The air conditioning's nice.
Not your old Carry Dome, that's for sure.
No.
So now what CNS needs to do once this unfortunate injury timeout ends is they need to just get back in control. Try and take control, actually. Get Clifton out of the driver's seat, get themselves in there. And then take this game back. You're only down 14. You still got 15 minutes left to go. Clifton does have the ball on your own 8 or so yard line. As the first player for CNS gets up, looks to be number 7, Tim Graham. Down for Clifton, number 21, Jacob Maldonado. Both have been huge pieces so far in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, for us, Timmy's been...
Great guy getting in those holes on defense.
Yeah, he's been
making
a
plays,
lot of
making
plays.
tackles. And for the flip side, Maldonado, he's being carried off the field. It's something you never want to see up here at a game. That'll take a hit on Clifton's offense, that main rushing guy having just 65 rushing yards in the game, but it seems like a lot more than that, as he has been a huge part of moving Clifton's chains, even though a lot of them have been called back for holding.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a lot of pain. I hope he's okay.
Both teams taking the field back. Clifton with the ball, 3rd and 6 on the 7-yard line, 3.5 minutes left to go. Velas in the backfield. They'll line up Bryson Feliciano as that new back as Velas takes one outside, gets the sweep as he goes right down, right at the line of scrimmage. Huge stop for CNS, forcing it to 4th down. Let's see what Clifton decides to do here. I would think field goal to stay safe. Keep some points on the board. But Stan's still going to get the ball back. We'll see what they decide to do. The loss of ones will be 4th and 7 from the 8.
Looks like they're going to go for it. They've taken a little time here trying to decide, so.
Must be confident in the way they've been playing. Hopefully they continue to play like that, get a nice
still
gain.
got plenty of time on the play clock, though.
Swayze in motion to the right. Velas drops back, looks for Swayze as he is able to break the ankle tackle and waddles his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Clifton extends their lead 26-20 with just 2.5 left to go in this 3rd quarter. You're starting to see the CNS team breaking down as Swayze gets by that defender for CNS, breaks the ankle tackle, and gets through on that right side of the end zone.
Enzo had a chance, but the kid is quick. The kid is quick and just got a little bit out of the reach of Enzo and got to the end zone.
Now, if I'm CNS, this game is starting to seem a little bit out of reach. You've only put up 6 points in 34 minutes. You now maybe want to decide we might not come out of this game in the Dome with a W, as that PAT is no good. You might just try and build up for next week, as you have a game on September 10th, and just prepare for next week. Get ready to go into league play. Both teams getting great competition. for their further seasons. Both teams will head back to their home. CNS stay here in Central New York.
Do you know who they have next week?
I want to say it's Corcoran. Can't be certain. Okay, thank you. We are back. Took a little intermission. Got to keep those voices fresh on the broadcast as Clifton does another little squib kick. Not confident taking the ball into the air. CNS gets a decent little return there to about the 43, 44-yard line. This offense will come back on the field. Test again some last-minute things from Klein. As CNS take over 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line.
So I'd love to say that, hey, let's take a couple chances here, but they just had the ball for what seemed like forever.
It was 10 minutes.
So your defense needs a little recovery time. So I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, you're trying to get a first down, but we got to make sure that we give the defense a little time to rest.
Tassa takes a keeper as he is rocked right about the 45-yard line. Gains a few yards, 2 or 3 or so. Just now you want to see get your senior quarterback rocked in the first game. Now we see Tim Graham's okay coming back on the field. Abraham coming off. CNS had a nice little groove going at one point before they threw that pick 6 at the end of this first half. Maybe we got to get back in that groove, get yourselves feeling good, get some confidence going, and then try and get back in this game with the little time you have left. Test down another keeper, takes this one left side and is rocked again at the same spot. He has shown he can take a hit, and fans are not happy that he's taking the ones like that, though. Clifton showing we may be up 20, but we're going to show you that we're going to play like we're down.
Actually, number 1 on the tackle, Luke. So they're not saying boo. I think Clifton was saying Luke on that one.
Could be that as well. I know a lot of times here in the Dome when Trevor Cooney was playing, you'd hear coo and you think they were booing, so you never know. CNS here, 3rd and 8 from the 45. Ball is snapped. Testa looks right. Finds a wide open receiver. That is Vincenzo Latanzio, makes the reception down on the other 48, 47-yard line. Huge gain for the North Stars. Advances the chains. 45 seconds left in this first half. 26 Clifton, CNS 6.
Right. So you gotta decide. Are we gonna go down swinging? We could probably run the clock down quite a bit and not give up very many more points, to keep it respectable. But what's the difference if you lose 40-6 or 26-6 or whatever the number is?
I know these coaches for CNS and these athletes for CNS, they would rather have personal gain and growth than rather make the scoreboard not look pretty.
Right.
For Syracuse.com and everyone else to view. So another pass there to Enzo. Gain of 3 yards, 2nd and 7 from the 40-yard line. That'll bring us to the 4th quarter. Coming to these closing 12 minutes. Looking almost out of reach for CNS, but you never know what can happen in high school football. Now, I spoke with head coach for Clifton, Ralph Sinque, and he said before the game they're going to bring this day by day, play by play. They're just going to keep playing until that clock zeroes out, as we see Clifton get a huge sack there on Testa. First one to actually bring him down looked like number 7, Owen Riordan, the senior middle linebacker. Huge play for Clifton, moving CNS back, which will bring him to about 3rd down and 10, it looks like. Now CNS, another 3rd down, struggling to convert on these. Let's see what they can do this time.
Well, let's not forget, these players are competing for their playing time going forward. You know, if the kid's getting on the field for the first time this game, he wants to show the coach that he can make some plays.
Testa rifles one as it is bobbled up and picked off by number 4, Nick Burgess, as he takes it, bobbled up with one hand, and secures it with 2, takes it all the way to CNS's 30-yard line.
Now they just called a unnecessary.
That'll be unnecessary roughness or unsportsmanlike conduct on number 33, Jamar Ballard, as he rocked down that Clifton player right on the sideline, even after the play and he was out of bounds. Because I'm sure none of these CNS players are happy, as this team came to their hometown, their state, and is sort of kicking their butts, which I would never want to be if I was on the field in blue.
Yeah, just a little bit of frustration, and it was unlucky, right? So a tip ball and fell right into his hands. So that's frustrating when you're already down a little bit.
Testa's 2nd interception of the night. Still no touchdowns for him, little passing yards. Not what you really want to see out of your new starting senior quarterback. But things can happen, things can change. The first game of the year. This is going to be his first full game of varsity football, especially with this great team coming from out of state. It's always a good experience no matter what side of the ball you're on, winning or losing.
They are good. They are good. They get some, you start to say, hey, maybe it's not luck, right? Every chance they've had to make a play, they've made the play. So that discipline, that's just.
As I see a lot more bodies on this CNS side compared to the Clifton side, but they're sure being a lot louder, as I'm sure they would be. If the scoreboard was flipped, the CNS side would be a lot louder. He had a 50-yard blindside block on White. But the interception will stay, and the 15-yard penalty on Ballard. Ball will stay Clifton ball. 1st down and 10 for Clifton on the 42-yard line. Let's just see if both sides can stay good sports. I think he can finish these last 11 minutes.
Looks like Clifton's, especially on their sideline, they're doing a little trash talking, it seems like.
Number 16 there, Chase Blunt, able to get out there for Clifton for a huge gain, bringing them all the way up to the 20-yard line, about a 22-yard rush for the Mustangs, bringing another 1st down as this CNS defense is just completely falling apart, both sides of the ball. Score is 26 Clifton, CNS 6. 10:45 left to go in this final quarter. Hand it off again to Blunt. Is he able to find his way through and make it almost to another 1st down? 7 or 8 yard gain, bringing him up to about the 12-yard line.
Jackson's warming up on the sideline, Owen. We'll see if they want to give him some minutes. I think for anybody, Anybody that hasn't been able to see the field yet, get them out there so they could say they played in the Carrier Dome. So hopefully anybody that's eligible to get some minutes will get some minutes, including Jackson.
Clifton still has Velos out there for 10 minutes. I don't know how much longer Sinke will keep him in. Maybe if they get one more drive, they'll bring in some new faces. Well, the game like this, you don't want any of your starters getting injured, as we already saw Maldonado go down for Clifton.
We don't know what's going to happen if everything goes as planned. CNS will be back in the dome competing for a sectional championship. But
for sure.
We don't know. We don't know. So if you're
As it looks like an O-lineman
coach,
is down there for Clifton.
kids have been working hard in practice, see if we can get them some minutes. We don't want to risk if the kid isn't ready and he's going to go in against Clifton. We don't want to risk having him get hurt. But if he's ready to go, give him a shot.
I think if CNS gets the ball back here in this game, maybe give Tessa one more shot, but then Jackson Razmovsky, the sophomore quarterback, number 10, will come in, get some reps in. Because you always want to get your players going and getting more experience. Because you ever want to throw Raz in too late in the season if you actually need him with no varsity experience so far. It looks like the player for Clifton's getting up well. Walking off his way to the sideline. 9:45 left to go in the game.
After the injury timeout, first down, go, Clifton. Star 6.
I'm sure everybody in Clifton that wasn't able to make the trip is glad we're doing the broadcast so they can see their friends and family playing.
See Clifton get another run in. That looks like another touchdown for the Clifton Mustangs. Couldn't see exactly which player there. Maybe it looked like Maldonado back on the field. Just padding his stats, another rushing touchdown. Now looking forward, as you mentioned, next Friday on September 10th, CNS will travel to Nottingham, and Clifton will host Hackensack on the same time. Both sides looking forward to getting their league play back in their home states.
Yeah, was that Maldonado?
It looks like Maldonado's back on the field, ready to go.
I thought for sure he was done. So, hey, good for him. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's
Coaches
okay.
and staff must have confidence saying, hey, this kid just went down, had to be helped off the field. We're still up. We were up 20, now up 26. Can still improve. Give him some more reps. The kick is up. Kick is missed wide left for Devin Desai. As now Clifton will kick off. CNS gets the ball back. Wondering to see who will get the will be under center for the North Stars in these closing minutes. Both sides had no clue what to expect coming into this game. One side is doing a little bit better than the other, I would say. But hey, you're learning, you're growing. You see, hey, if we played like this right now in our league games, we're not winning sectionals. CNS's goal is to win sectionals and keep moving forward. They want to play in the Dome again. They don't want to be their only game in the Dome being a big loss to a team out of state. They want to come back and play for a section title. Especially with most of these teams starting will be seniors. They don't want to leave CNS without that section title, as they could not have gotten one last year with there being no playoffs for football.
I think it's going to be Jackson.
Senior kicks off for the Mustangs. It's in the air going, bobbled by CNS. Got to recover there. Tim Graham finally gets it after two bobbles and goes right down on that 25-yard line. We will see number 10, the sophomore quarterback, Jackson Razmovsky, getting his first reps of the game.
like he's got a good fan club here. People happy to see him getting a shot. Anthony played great. Tough defense, made a lot of tough, quick decisions.
And now let's see what this sophomore quarterback can do for the North Stars offense. We have a fresh face in at running back as well. Kubala's still in there at tight end motioning. Raz hands off, can't see the number there. Gets a 3 or 4 yard gain for the North Stars. We'll find out in a minute. Looks like it was number 26 there, Jason Bardlick, in his first reps of the season.
Yeah, I think they're doing the smart thing, giving some other kids some looks.
And it looks like Clifton has their starters still out there with 8 minutes left to go. Clifton 32, CNS 6. Maybe CNS can put some more points on the board. Try to make it get double digits up there in these last 8.5 minutes. Raz, first throw of the game, looking deep.
Yes.
As he found a guy deep. As Raz makes his first play of the game, Mason Ellis with the touchdown for the North Stars, a 75-yard passing touchdown from Jackson Razmowski to Mason Ellis, giving CNS 12 points in just 2 snaps.
That was a dot.
That was the quickest we've seen CNS play, or CNS score this whole game in 2 plays. As we hear his fan club going crazy right here next to us. As Mason Ellis hit the hole, found the seam, and gets all the way in for the touchdown.
Great to see something positive that you could build on. Like you said, big game next week. And we're not done yet.
We're not done yet. We still got 8 minutes. Who knows if the CNS defense maybe steps up. Raz keeps playing like he just did there. The PAT is missed right.
No, that was good.
That one looked good. Okay. Again, the angles here are weird. CNS make it 32-13, 8:19 left to go in this fourth quarter. They'll kick off to Clifton. Again, you gave a new guy some reps, and he went in, made a good play, found the end zone. Only the second time tonight for the North Stars. Now maybe this defense can come out, make a few plays, give him one more chance.
Yeah, that'll help Mason. I know Mason is slowly creeping up the list at CNS for I think total yardage. He's got a pretty good chance to break that record.
Well, we have one guy on the field tonight for the North Stars who's already broken a record or is very close to it as the all-time sacks record, or sacks in a season record, I think it was, for Gerard Hills last season. I want to say he got that in the final game. North Stars kick it off. That's an absolute boot. A touchback right in the end zone. So Clifton will take over at their own 20-yard line. Coming up with these last 8:19 left to go. Let's just see if we can see some positive gain from both sides.
Really good kick by Josh Kabala. Yeah, looks like Clifton's leaving
Still
their
have Bellis
starters
in there. You still got Maldonado in the backfield.
But we definitely have made some substitutions.
For sure. Bellis hands off to Maldonado as he's able just to get through And powers way for 7 or 8 or so yards for the Mustangs.
Jacob Melvin out of the ball carrier. Gain of 8 on the play.
That'll be 2nd and 2 for the Mustangs from the 28-yard line. 7:56 left to go.
A lot to be proud of. 341 total yards. I know a lot of that just came, you know, on that last play. But it's if you look at yardage, it's neck and neck for total yards at this point. There's a couple, the interception.
The 100-yard pick six was the biggest killer, I think, for this whole game.
Yeah.
Maldonado hands off right side, goes up that side. There's a flag on the play. Maybe another hold, maybe not. Let's see what the officials say. We'll take a hold as they'll be moving back. Now the North Stars are just getting some more reps in, so you never know if a player's going to go down, and that guy who never thought he'd play the whole season is like, hey, you're up, get on the field, let's go play. So now these guys, if it happens, they're ready. They said holding on the offense. Clifton will be moving back.
And you can't get into game shape unless you're playing games.
Exactly.
You can sprint from here to there as many times as you want, but you don't really get into game shape until you're playing in games.
For sure.
So, you know, subbing them out, you know, they're that much closer to getting to 100% in game shape. And if you're tired and you're in there, you're likely to get hurt. So I think this is a good move.
So after the on-the-spot penalty, it makes it 2nd and 10 for Clifton. Vellis rolling out left. Lots of pressure as he throws the ball up. Saw 2 blue shirts there and a white shirt as the pass was broken up. An incompletion will leave Clifton 3rd and 10 at their own 20. 6:54 left to go. Score is 32-13.
That was an opportunity, I thought. We had numbers on this side of the field, and we were chasing him. He almost made a play, but we had a real good chance, I think, there to get him down, get him to the ground, or maybe even make an interception.
Exactly. So now Clifton will take a timeout, talk things over as they have 3rd and down on their own 20 with 6:54 left to go. It's been a great matchup so far. Clifton prevailing, obviously, over CNS, taking away a 19-point lead. But both sides are still playing pretty well for what we wanted to see out of both sides.
How's our viewership up there? What are we at numbers-wise?
Both sides taking the field again after that Clifton timeout. You'll have Vellis in the backfield under the quarterback spot. Maldonado to his right. Clifton trips to the left, hit the screen pass to Swayze. Takes it up. Tina gets an aggressive tackle there about the 24-yard line. So Clifton only advances 4 yards. They'll be out of 4th and 6 with 6:40 left to go. I would think this will be the second time we'll see Clifton's punt team come out. It looks like I will be correct. So now CNS will get maybe one more shot on offense. Mason Ellis back there at about the other 40-yard line, waiting for the punt. officials discussing some things over. Maybe a delay game. Looks like the ref has a penalty in his hand, and the clock is at 40. Clifton's moving back. Yep, it looks like it'll be a delay game. So now their 4th and 6 turns into a 4th and 11. So Mason Ellis takes a few steps up, waiting for that punt. Velas back there waiting to kick the ball. Remember, he has a rugby-style punt, so it may look like a fake. That's the way he kicks the ball. So now just under 6 minutes left to go. CNS will get another chance on offense. See a little bit more of that Jackson Raz young potential.
I'm surprised we don't see more of that rugby style for that exact reason, right? You can kind of, we don't know if he's going to kick it. There's that uncertainty of whether or not he's actually going to kick it or if he's going to try to run for it.
True, but a lot of times with these college and pro kickers, they're punters and kickers, excuse me. They're just trying to pin the defense back or the offense back when they get the ball and start possession back far enough where the defense doesn't have to work as hard, doesn't have to, can give a little bit more leeway almost, have some yards to give.
I know, but if you're running before you kick, that's almost like the same thing as hang time, right? If you kick it really high, it allows your defense to get down and play D. Well, if you're running, your defense is still moving, or your special teams is still moving forward.
As Raz, play action, rolls out right. Be a quarterback keeper. Raz trying to get up a few yards. Gains about 3 or 4, taking it to the 45. It'll be 2nd and 5 or 6 for the CNS offense.
Wide receiver's got a block there.
I think we're seeing a lot of just letting Jackson Raz play, it looks like, from the CNS offense, letting the young kid figure out what he likes, what he doesn't like. And I'm guessing a lot of the targets they have him out there with receivers and backs, they're just going to let him play with kids he's going to be playing with in a year or two. With most of the players in right now for CNS in that first half are all seniors. Kubala is still in motioning. Raz actually hands it off this time to Bartlett. He is tangled up. Bartlett gets tangled up right back there. Maybe a loss of 1 to bring CNS to 3rd and 7.
I know when he was taking all the snaps he was taking while he was warming up were out of the shotgun, and that's what they got him in the shotgun every time.
So what CNS has looked like they like to do, they like to get the ball in the shotgun, so you can't really predict if it's going to be a run or a pass. So most of the time, if you see the quarterback under center or in that I form, you'll most likely expect a run out of that offense. When you have the shotgun, it's a little bit more unpredictable. As Raz in the pistol here with Bartlett. Looking left side, it goes up the middle though, and finds the receiver number 22, Andrew Vanette, with the catch for the CNS first down right around the other side's 45, 44-yard line.
He got popped too.
Able to hold on to the ball there as we see.
Yeah, it almost came out.
So now CNS with the 1st and 10 on the 45, keeping the chains moving. Some more points on the board. Looks like some great stuff in CNS's future with Jackson Razmovsky. Kubala in motion to the left side. Raz will snap it. Looks left to Kubala. Looks like Kubala's first actual reception as a target this time, not just being a lead blocker. Gains about 4 yards or so. 4 minutes left to go. Clifton 32, CNS 13 in this 4th quarter here at the Carrier Dome.
I'm very surprised to hear that that's the first reception for Josh Kubala.
I as well. I would think with him being that big of a target, he would have a lot more involvement in the CNS offense, especially with Clifton being as big a size and how strong they were. They got Raz in the shotgun set again, or pistol set, excuse me. Ball motions inside. Raz hands up to Bartlett. He finds the hole. Gains about 5 to 7, 8 yards, and that's another CNS first down. We see a helmet fall off. Now CNS is keeping the chains moving. That was Bartlett's helmet falling off. You have to bring in a new back.
You can tell some of these kids haven't seen the field yet, and You know, their parents are excited for him.
A lot of these kids coming on now are younger, maybe not on that varsity roster last year for that little 4-game stint. Raz in the pistol again. Kubala motions inside. Couldn't decide who wanted the ball there, and he just goes right down. CBS number 8.
Do you think that was a busted play, or is that a run-pass option play? It looked like a run-pass option.
Can't really be certain there. Looked like a little bit of confusion between the running back and Jackson Razmovsky there.
Mm-hmm.
Now CNS will come out. 2nd and 10 from the 33. 2.5 left to go in this fourth quarter. As now we will see if they can put some more points on the board. Make this box score look a little bit pretty as Jackson completes another first down. That would look to be number 22 again, Andrew Vanette.
Yeah, they connected a lot on JV last year, but this is the big leagues. It's a different ball game.
Well, last year I went to a few JV games and noticed that Raz was that QB1 and Vanette was that wide receiver 1. So that's going to be your main target. CNS now gave him a 3rd and 1 from the 24. 2 minutes left to go. 32-13 is the score.
Seems like the defensive backs are playing pretty tight on these guys. Like a little slant route might be the move.
As Bartlett finds the hole again, gains another few yards, gets to about the 19-yard line. CNS moves the chains again.
I thought the previous play was a first down. I didn't realize that was 3rd down.
These last 2 drives from the North Stars offense, can't tell if Clifton has brought new faces in or if these CNS guys really want it and they are really bringing it. These last plays proven they should be on the field when it comes to that opening kickoff next week. Kubala lined out way outside right. Raz with a screen pat left, and that ball was just not ready to be caught. So now CNS will move again. Getting the ball 2nd and 10 from the 19. Just closing in on almost a minute left in the game.
Jackson's brothers at Cortland.
Along with Matt Clam,
Yep.
another former CNS player, and I think as well Max White.
Joey Penizzato, I think, is at Cortland. They're calling it CNS 2.0, I heard.
That's what I saw. CNS South, what the tweet was from JJ Raz. Jackson looking back, looks end zone, looking for Kubala as he was grabbed. Almost thought maybe a little flag would be thrown there as Swayze was locking up on Kubala. A tough throw there for Raz to try and make. Swayze's grabbing his leg, maybe stretching out, making sure he's okay. They'll leave us with 1:05 left. CNS getting a few more reps. 3rd and 10 for the North Stars. Looking like the final drive of the game for both sides.
Definitely a more pocket passer look than with Anthony.
Being able to move out.
Yep.
Almost like a Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson type for Testa, and then a Tom Brady type for Raz, as we saw with his brother, was the same way. See a safety blitz coming in. Bartlett moves the ball up the field. Gains 4 or 5 or so. If I'm Klein here, you got 4th and 6. You're under a minute left. You lose nothing if you just kick a field goal here. You should just keep your offense on the field with a 4th and 7. Try and gain 7 yards. If you don't, you come play defense for 30 seconds.
Unless you want to just actually practice,
Your
a
kicking.
field goal
In game.
set, and just to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Looks like
they've already had two extra points, so I think they're good.
Raz and the rest of the offense will stay on the field. Kubala's lined out way outside right. He's looking for that corner route to Kubala again. He can just not complete it. Again, you went for the same play twice. That ball a little bit less accurate than the first, but now the CNS offense will leave the field. Defense comes on for 18 seconds. I'm thinking either a kneel or a simple run play here from Clifton will end the game. Score 32-13 here in the Carrier Dome.
That was nice to see the the second unit out there.
Second unit almost, I wouldn't say, would look a lot better than the first.
A little bit of a spark, but Clifton may have had their guys out too. So
As Clifton will take a knee and end the game. So that makes your final score here in the Carrier Dome, 32-13 for Clifton. CNS going down. Both sides looking to get a game in next week. Clifton will be home against Hackensack. CNS will be away against Nottingham. So now both sides had a lot of gain for the game. You see Jackson has that second unit coming in, getting some good reps in. And just 2 drives, Jackson Drives had 112 yards, passing and 1 touchdown, the long 75-yard bomb there to Mason Ellis. And then for Clifton, you had Donovan Swayze, that great unit on offense and defense, 2 pass reception touchdowns and 1 pick six, which went 100 yards. You had Velas, 2 passing touchdowns, and Maldonado 1 rushing.
it's sad they don't shake hands, and there's that sort of uncertainty of what we're going to do at the end to try to show sportsmanship. It'd be nice if you could sort of clarify, hey, what is our plan here to make sure that we're showing good sportsmanship here at the end.
I'm sure these CNS guys are quite upset and just want this game to be over with. They'd like to go home and get ready for practice tomorrow morning and prep for next Friday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the Carrier Dome, I'd like to thank Drew Matisic on our camera, Johnny Lisi behind me with stats, our athletic director Tim Bednarski here at CNS setting up the game to get us a year of this awesome experience. Both sides of the team, Clifton High School and Coach Ralph Sinke, and the AD there, Mr. Mullaher, for being their great help with helping us set up for this game as well. Coach Gabe Klein, the rest of the CNS team, played a great game getting ready for next week. I'm Owen O'Keefe. Beside me is Mark Vanette. Good night, everybody.